All right, looks like I'm online here. Everything seems to be up and running. What I want to do today is run a quick, well, as quick as I can. It's probably going to take about 12 to 13 minutes to demonstrate this, but maybe I'll speed up the timer on the replay a little later on. So what we're going to do is discuss the difference between how your products are laid out. Here I've got two examples of pretty common setups. This here on the left is a setup where your product will come in on this belt. It'll go over and split into three different directions. So it'll go to this conveyor here, this conveyor here, and split down into this splitter, which will then turn off left or right into each of these splitters, number 3 and 4. Continue down to this splitter and then go into number 5 and 6. All the product will come out, merge together, merge again into the one final batch, and then head into the storage units below. The other side is just the opposite. The product's going to come out of this storage unit, take a hard right, go to this splitter back here in this corner, and then it's going to split three ways. It's going to go into this front splitter here, come around to this splitter, and over to this side over here. And they're equally going to have the same amount of product going in at the rate of 1 unit at a time, 15 per minute. I take that back. Steel pipes. I've got steel ingots going in there. So they're all making steel pipes. They're going to come out and meet down here in a race to the finish to see which one produces faster. And it's all because of the layout and the use of the splitters in the correct format. This is going to be our control here, this storage unit. So it's going to come right out of this storage unit, and 1/3 of the product is going to split off and go into this unit, so we can kind of gauge how fast the entire process. Everything running. So let's double check a few things. Everything is entirely Mark III belts. All of the constructors are, yes, making steel pipes. One steel ingot goes in, one steel pipe comes out at the rate of 15 per minute. We're going to disconnect the line feed, and here I have an entire storage unit. So in theory, 1/3 of this should go to the left, 1/3 of it going down the center, and 1/3 of it to the right side facing, well, it doesn't matter either way. So all I have to do to start it is run my Mark III conveyor in here, and we will be pretty much ready to go at that point. So I'm going to go ahead, pull up a timer here, and get everything in position. My Mark III belt. I'm going to start the timer slightly ahead just to give me a second to go. And 3, 2, 1. And 5, 4, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we get 10 seconds start. See if everything was working. So yes, we've got all green lights, everything's producing. We've already got product going into the back units here, and let's check out our efficiency. So again, this is the compact side. I've got 24 and I've already got 36 over here, so I'm getting a little bit of head start on the 45, 32, 30, 48. So yeah, we're slightly ahead on the right side, or the kind of standard format, I would call it. Using my everything split equally around the format. Now that layout here is the same thing you would see over in this type of format. You can either lay it out on 90-degree angles facing in, or just have everything come in split into all three other splitters and then run 15 in. So if we go, I said I was running Mark III belts. We're taking 90 products each direction. So 90, 90, 90 is 270. 270 of that would come into this line and split into 3 directions. So 1, 2, and 3, which would also, 30, 30, 30. And then if you split that again, it's going to be 15 out to each one. So we're actually getting an efficient, the correct amount of product to keep everything running without having any delays or backups. And you can see here, it seems to be working pretty well. Over here, let's take a look at our overall efficiency on the units. Now, when they first start off, these front units here are going to take a pretty good get a pretty good head start. So they're running 100% efficiency. I've got a surplus of about 38 units at this point, and so they've been running the longest. The second set comes in a little bit later. We're running 66% efficiency, 68 here, and we have no supply. So we've already lost some time just on the amount of supply that we have coming through this middle line. And we're taking that down to this third set, and we're splitting it again, and we are at 34% efficiency on this and 35. So yeah, we're looking at 100, 60, 30 the more you split it, just because of the way the product comes in. So that's also the reason the products are coming out faster on the other side, is everything's coming out equally. So that kind of already proves the theory. We've got 179 and 270, almost 100 ahead at this point, and we are looking at about just 3 minutes in. Meanwhile, I wanted to show you something here that I was working on with this Mark III line. One thing I wanted to do was demonstrate how quickly the Mark III will run out compared to other items. So let's take forget that splits out. So if you want to split a stack, you just right click it, drag it left or right, and it splits your equipment out. I want to take this single unit, let's dump this out, and I'm going to split this again and have 2 single units ready to go here. So what I want to do is drop a unit into this storage unit and this storage unit. We're going to take a look and see which one's faster. Ready? Let's go on 4 minutes and 40 seconds. Go. And this one will go on 40, 3, 4, 5. Go. And race is on. And this side's already finished. So you can see how much faster the storage units are transporting things. They're almost instantaneous. And I could take a whole bunch of product in this series of storage units and drop them and have them transferred across in no time at all. You can see they're just straight through. This one has nothing. You can see them transferring in and going out as fast as they can. And in that same amount of time, I've already got everything already showing up on the other end here, and it's already stocking up with no backlog at all. It's a pretty good way to get a lot of product moved quickly. So like if you were at if you had your truck stop at one end of your base, you might consider setting up a series of storage units in a main trunk under your base, and having all of your oil shipped to the other side of the base as soon as the truck dumps it off, almost. Just something to consider. There we go, we've got everything here already. It didn't take any time at all to move that much product, compared to just sitting here and watching it slowly go down the line. And then even once it gets there, it just backs up and your product is still back at where it started from. So anyway, I thought that was a pretty good little tip for everyone, since you're here watching. Only you guys will know the secret when you're building your own bases. Maybe it's an exploit, I don't know, but for now it's in the game. I'm just going with it. Seems to be kind of a fun way to do it. I'm not even using it on my base, just more for demonstration. 6 minutes and we are still producing some iron rods. Here's a little tip too before the sun goes down. If you want to color your base, you can equip your color gun, and all you have to do is right click, and of course you can select your color and change anything you want just by coloring it. Done, no problem. However, if you want to go ahead and change all the colors of your base, you don't have to go through and paint everything at once. All you have to do is go in and change this back, edit the color that you originally had it on, select this edit button, and you can change that to pink if you want, or any secondary color. So let's do pink and like this drab green here. Update your preset, confirm. Everything is now that pink color. Anything that was preset with that original factory color is now that option. If I change this one, select this for my main base, and if I want to edit it, I don't like quite the way it looks, I can just go in and we'll make this one pink for my daughter. She'll love it. And now it's pink. It's pretty easy to alternate everything you have here within just a little bit of time. Give your base a little bit of different flair to it or some color. Looks like we are about done. Let's make this some kind of ugly brown color. And let's stop and see how we're looking here. Fixit's going to yell at me for that damage layer. Oh, we're almost done. So we're 100 left to go. Let's check our control. We're at 30, 38, 39, 40, so 60 left. We should be just about finished. And we'll see where we stand. All right, so photo mode, you just hit P and you middle mouse click, and you can use your mouse wheel and zoom in to see good distances like I'm doing here. Make some pretty nice camera work too. All right, so our control's still going. Should be just about done. And that looks like 9:05 was the last product coming in, and we are already getting our last bit here on the right side. It's processing and done. That's it for the last one, 9:21. And it's hard to say what we have coming in on this side here. But let's see when there's the last piece right now. Change it out of photo mode. Looks like 9:31 is our official time for 100% production on the right side. Here we're still getting some delay on the time. In fact, we still have another 222 to go. From 9:22 on until these are empty. So no more products coming in here. No more products coming in here. They're yellow. These middle ones are yellow. Yep, nothing coming through there. And these first ones still have 87 and should be right around the same 87 to process one at a time. So here's the reason for that. When you have everything feeding into your first constructors here, it stores up that additional 100 units inside of it. So out of all these storage spots here, there's 100 in each of these blocks. Well, it took 200 of these just to put it into the backlog for these first two units. Everything else is already empty because they were only running at 60 and 30% roughly. And it's all just because of the layout. So this entire side over here is finished over a minute and a half ago at this point. And we're still just watching these two machines run to keep up. Now overall, from the beginning, we noticed there were 222 units difference in the time. That's not too bad. If you're looking for a compact design, the one on the right is, or I'm sorry, the left side from here is a pretty good design. I like that it's small, and you're able to take quite a bit of stuff in a small area. And so I'm looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 foundations across by 4 up. Yeah, so 20 foundations, and you've got a nice little base here. It can all fit inside a building, and in fact, that's what I did in this building. If you're looking to maximize the amount of time and use that the factory produces, then this is going to be your better layout. However, you're still looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 5 by 6 is 30. So you 10 additional foundations, minus maybe a few in the corners, to do that route. Or you can do the skinnier version over here and let's just double this width. So 1, 2, 3, 4 roughly if you screwed everything back. So you might be able to fit it with 4 by 1, 2, 3. I'm sorry. Where does that one start? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's probably 4 by 7. I think you can move that other one down a little bit, maybe 4 by 8, and squeeze this format into the building. Make a nice long rectangular format versus more of a square building. However, here we are still processing. It's been 12 minutes now, 13 minutes since I started this whole project, minus 10 seconds. And it looks like we're almost done. All right, I'm going to take a look at how the actual format is laid out here. It's 15 minutes. This thing's probably got about a minute left. Here is the layout we're looking at right now. On the left side is the you can see the unit coming in on the left and the format of how the conveyors are laid out in the splitters. On the right side, I tried to mimic the layout and design just to kind of give an idea on what the two differences are and how they function. If I can get in here, and let me try to zoom in on this a little bit for you. So here we're looking at 90 coming out like I discussed earlier. Oh, looks like we're done. We go back and our timer is 16 minutes, so just over 16 minutes minus 10 seconds, maybe 16 minutes and 10 seconds total. And yeah, that's quite a bit difference in time. So back on the display here, we're looking at a difference of 30 units coming in. They split into 10, 10, and 10 just because of this 130 here. And then we're only getting 5, 5, 5. And we noted that they were 100% efficient, 63%, and around 32% just from this split up. Over here, we were at 100% the entire time. Nothing stopped running. There was a slight delay for the product to come in on this angle here to get to the spot versus the straight format. But yeah. That is about all I have for today. I hope you enjoyed the series 4, part 4 of let me get my screen back up here. Still learning all this setup. Let me stop my timer. And yeah, hope you enjoyed series 4 of belt theory and the explanation on how it all works. The patch for the vertical lifts was just released. I'm getting ready to experiment with that here in a little bit, and I hope you all have a good evening.